Hello guys from Plant Reviews, today 23rd of August, and I'll show you a little bit the country house of my father and a few plants he cultivates, and I am pretty sure that we'll be able to grow in Kent and southern England, because this country house is inland in Apulia, southeast of Italy, and it is in USDA zone 8. Here winter can reach for a few days minus 5 degrees Celsius. So it is the climate is very similar to Kent in winter, while in summer temperatures can actually rise up to 40-45 degrees. So it is way hotter than Kent, and I believe that these plants will be able without any problems to survive in Kent. And what I will do is take some cuttings from these plants and root them in Kent and see how it goes. I will start now with the first plant that you often see in Mediterranean and tropical gardens, and this is Bougainvillea spectabilis. This is a plant that comes from South America, in particular Brazil, but also Argentina and other countries in South America. These plants have been cultivated in the garden of this country house for several years. It is an evergreen shrub. It can reach about 12 meters high, but obviously you can prune it as required. And this plant is able to stand temperature down to minus 5 in the here in the country house of my father. The thing is, this plant is usually evergreen in these very cold periods. The plant usually lose the leaves, and also the narrowest of the branches might actually die down, and the result is that only the thickest branches, so the main branches of the trunk, as you can see, survive, and then they will resprout in spring in case of prolonged freezing. However, this plant has been here for at least 10 years, and we had temperatures even going down to minus 8, and the plant was able still to survive. So I believe this plant, even with this incredible tropical looking, will be able to survive in many parts of southern England and possibly in other parts of the UK as well. I will keep you updated, obviously, with my experiment. And this plant is very typical, as I said, of tropical and subtropical climates. However, it's very popular in Mediterranean gardens, and many parts of the Mediterranean in winter can actually get to 0 or minus 0 temperatures for a few days, as I said, down to minus 5. Minus 8 sometimes. The Bougainvillea is a very popular plant in the Mediterranean, thanks to the very profuse blooming of flowers. Unfortunately, the flowers are already spent. The flowers of the Bougainvillea are actually tubular flowers that are whitish yellow, and they are born in groups of 3, as you can see. But what makes the Bougainvillea so ornamental is actually the bracts, these modified leaves that are usually purple, as in this case, but several cultivars have been selected with orange, red, burgundy, or white and pink bracts. It is unfortunately, the plant is not fragrant, but as you can see, is an absolutely stunning plant. Can bloom in such a profusion of flowers that is definitely one of the best specimens if you are looking to bring a Mediterranean or subtropical style to your garden. Continuing here, among the plants that are usually quite rare to keep in English gardens is the Plumbago capensis. This plant comes from South Africa, and it is very typical for the blue, for the sky blue flowers. Again, unfortunately, like Bougainvillea, this plant is not fragrant, but the flowers are born, as you can see, in groups of 5, 10 to 20 flowers, and usually blooms throughout summer. Is a great plant. You can use it as a ground cover, as my father is doing in this garden, or also as a small shrub. Usually it grows about up to 3 meters tall. Again, this plant, like Bougainvillea, can be propagated from cuttings. Proceeding here, I will show you another very popular plant in the Mediterranean, and this is the oleander. The oleander, again, can also survive temperatures, as all the plants I'm showing you today, down to -5, -8 for a few days. More important temperature is actually for all these plants have a very well drained soil. Here the soil is quite calcareous, so the water just goes through when it rains, and it is very important that these plants have a very well drained soil. So if you, like me, have a garden with mostly clay soil, it's very important to improve it, putting sand or leaf litter in order to keep the soil well drained. The oleander is a plant that is very popular in the Mediterranean, and actually it originates from the Mediterranean, and is the only species in the genus Nerium, and is related to the frangipani, another beautiful plant, even more tropical, from South America. And I like frangipani, that is a stunning fragrance. This plant is very faintly fragrant. You really hardly can detect any fragrance. Is kind of sweet, but it's so faint really that I wouldn't even consider this plant fragrant. What makes the oleander such a popular plant in the Mediterranean is that this plant, like the Plumbago and Bougainvillea, is usually evergreen. Bougainvillea and Plumbago can actually lose the leaves in case of prolonged frost. The oleander instead usually keeps the leaves even in these cases, unless obviously the frost is such prolonged and such with low temperatures that the whole plant dies. However, down to -5, -8, this -8 is the lowest temperature that the country house has reached in winter. In the past few years, the plant is still evergreen, and the oleander has this beautiful bright green, dark green actually, leaves, lanceolated, and the groups of the flowers are born in group. They are about 5 centimeters in diameter, and they are particularly beautiful for the shape. They have 5 petals and kind of an additional calyx, and they come in several colors. You can see the pink one here and a white variety here, and I'll show you another oleander that is bright pink with double flowers. As you can see, the oleander is a plant that you can use it as a hedge, as you can see in this part of the garden. However, you can also treat it as a tree. You can prune it as a tree, and it can grow, as you can see, up to 5-6 meters or even taller. And this specimen is particularly stunning because the top of the tree is completely fully adorned by these bright pink flowers. Some of the pink flowers obviously are also in the lower branches, and as you can see it is particularly ornamental for the double flowers. Just to finish with this short video about kind of unusual plants for that I believe will be hardy in southern England, and this one I'm sure is hardy in southern England because I saw it in several nurseries, is the Pittosporum. It's a kind of mock orange. The flowers are born in spring and they are very fragrant. They have a beautiful citrusy fragrance. Unfortunately, the plant is not in bloom yet, and the Pittosporum is also particularly popular because the leaves, these are kind of ovoid leaves, are evergreen, and offers an evergreen edge. You can also treat it as a tree, but it's very popular in the Mediterranean, using it as edge for edges in the garden, and also after the flowers bloomed produces seed capsules. Unfortunately, I do not see in this plant any at the moment, and I will try to find some of the fruits of this plant, but no, my father basically pruned most of it, so I don't see any of the fruits. What I would do is take some cuttings from this plant. Again, this plant, like all the others I showed you, is very resistant to drought. Is Oleander, Bougainvillea, Pittosporum and Plumbago capensis are some of the plants most popular in Mediterranean gardens, because really they can resist quite prolonged periods of drought and low temperature, -5, -8 for a few days in winter, and can actually stand even temperatures of 40-45 degrees in summer. So in areas like Kent, in counties like Kent where I live, definitely would be some of the best garden plants for ideal in case of in areas of hot weather like Kent, and where drought, as in Kent, is quite common. And I also can see on the Pittosporum here I have 2 seed pods developing, and I hope to get also some seeds from here, and I will see if I can get a few plants from seeds as well as from cuttings. I will keep you updated in the next few days on about how my experiment continues, and hopefully I will show you in the next few years a kind of Mediterranean style garden in Kent, in England. I hope you enjoy the video, and if you would like to support my channel, it would be great if you can please subscribe. If you like the video, also please give a thumbs up. If you didn't like it, obviously give us a thumbs down, and it would be great if you please let me know what you did like or didn't like about my video. Also, any questions is more than welcome, and I will try to respond to you as soon as possible. Thanks very much for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video. Bye.